Here. So, hello, 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 hello. We had a small kind of like a glitch today,
Yeah,
and that was exactly the reason why we had some small issues. But otherwise, everything is fine now. So we are live now, and hey, Sudhanshu. Oh,
yeah,
sorry, I just found that our names are mixed. Sorry about it. So ah. So
yeah.
that's that's
That's not a problem. I guess we will change it
please
in
please
after, but
part that
the name are
part.
bit changes. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's not a problem. So we can just go on to, and I will talk it, and you will just change it the scene in the behind.
Exactly.
So yeah, so we should get into the session right now because we are actually pretty late, 5 minutes late, and I don't
5 minutes
want
is
to
a huge
bore
time.
any of the guys right now. And if you joined the previous session, I guess you will enjoy this session totally. And the Praveen is on the Sudhanshu name. There is a Praveen in name of the Sudhanshu, and in the name of Praveen,
Sudhanshu is in
I
the
am
name of
Sudhanshu.
Praveen.
Yeah, so a little bit exchange we are did today, and now I hope Praveen should continue, and let's brief about himself, and we can just go on to the
So
session.
one quick question before we are going into the session: how many of you viewed the LinkedIn thing today, and how was it? Please tell us. And there are some awesome questions from the audience actually. So from everyone. Hey, where is everyone? Can everyone join now? Like our Take Care our team.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually joining.
We are live. I'm just gonna put it in the WhatsApp group. Until then, cover up for me. Let me try opening the link again. Yeah, it works. Okay. So yeah. So how many of you have seen the video previous live stream about LinkedIn? The way the clone which we made. So today what we are going to do is it is almost similar to that. It is very much related to it because it is today we will be looking into different layouts, and the main thing about the layouts is the content property, right? So sorry, box models. So we will be looking at the box models, and we will see what exactly the box models are, different box models are. And we will also see the most three things, the the sorry, three most important things. One is the display property, two is the floats, and three, positioning. With that being said, we will also look into two games today, and those two games are going to be really, really, really interesting. And let's see how it is going on. And I hope everyone has a awesome stuff. Okay, so how many of you ready for the games part?
I guess there are a lot of people who are actually interested in some kind of a game, and we will definitely do that kind of a thing.
It's going
And
to be a game. Yeah, 100%. It's going
yeah,
to be a game. That's what I was trying to say.
okay.
And
uh,
Sudhanshu, just cover for me for another few minutes. I need to bring up a few links. So go ahead.
okay, so sure. So what we will today learn is I guess Praveen has totally explained what are the things that Praveen is going to cover today. And if you guys have not know where we actually put all the link that we are going to discuss in this session, so I will give you the repository where the all the codes and the links that are related to this session and the further future session. You can just go to that link or the repository, and you can have all the access to the resources. And definitely we will be covering a lot of the things that you want to create, like from beginner stuff to the advanced stuff. I know you guys want to create some kind of smooth websites that you see on the online, right? Everyone wants to create some kind of that kind of stuff, like you went on a website like created by a React and you just love it. So I guess you want to create that kind of stuff, and we are here for this. And if you guys have we given the homework in the last session, I hope you guys have did something on that. So I will just recap from the last session. And we got a project idea from one of the student, and we will try to cover that in the end of the and the end of the all session. And the project idea, I will let me describe the what project idea we have. We have a project idea for this URL shortener. I guess you have some kind of experience with this feature or the website you have seen on the online, that is a bit.ly that uses for the URL shortener. And what we will do is we will try to create your own custom URL shortener. And I think that's very great. And you can just create your own URL shortener using your own name in the domain, and you can just share this URL to the anyone. And I guess this is the best thing in the marketing. And you will definitely love this idea. And I will just give the link in the chat box that you can just have these kind of a resources kind of a stuff. And I have some resources linked to the today's session. And let me give the link to that, and just wait a few minutes and don't go anywhere around. And I
Yeah,
won't
wait
try
till
to
the
bore you
last
with
to
the
have
ads.
some surprises from Sudhanshu. So did you say that?
So
I guess, okay, whoever is staying till the last few minutes of the webinar, you will be getting some surprises.
yeah, so there are a lot of surprises in the session. That's why we always say to totally and throughout the session you need to watch throughout. You need to totally completely watch the session. I just mean that I know you got the what I am trying to say. And the thing is, we as I am looking for the people who are actually some good at coding, or they have some good ideas they want to work on, and we are selecting these people to let them work on some kind of an idea. So if you have any idea, so what you can do is I have posted the link in the chat box. You can just go to that link, and below there in the session to links, there is a section on the repository that is a section to links. Inside there is a written as a add your project idea in our to-do list. So what you have to do is you have to just give your idea, and we will pick you up, and we will mentor you, and we will definitely guide you throughout this phase. And I guess you know what the end result is. That is your project. And if you are from the first year, this is the best chance you can learn something awesome. And definitely, and everything is totally free. You don't have to pay for anything. And there are a lot of opportunities like internship also. I'm looking for the people who can actually give you some kind of opportunity like internship or great mentors. And I'm having another session in the upcoming weekend that is related to the machine learning. If you guys from the web development field and you want to do something kind of a stuff like modeling or something kind of an inbuilt using a website, or combining those stuff, you can also do that. So I hope that's all. And Praveen, if you are ready, let me know.
A
Yeah,
lot of people are still telling that our names are changed. Sorry about that. I still try to fix that one, but
yeah,
unfortunately, it didn't work. So
yeah.
extremely sorry about that. Or do you want to take another few seconds? I'll just try to swap the faces
Yeah.
because a lot of people are telling that.
So, so if as I am as I was beginners too in the field of development, so what the best thing that I can actually give a piece of very good advice to you, that if you are a beginner, if you are totally a beginner, don't go to the website like W3C or that kind of website. Just go on to the MDN docs. That's more than sufficient for you. And what you can do is you just watch some kind of a YouTube tutorial. And
Our names are
uh,
changed.
okay, so what you can do is just watch a YouTube video, and if you learn something from it, try to implement it. If you don't understand it, go to the MDN docs and try to find out the stuff that you required or want to implement in your ideas. That's how you can actually learn. You don't learn by somebody will actually come and told you everything about the thing. So the best thing of learning is how to actually read a documentation. You need to understand how to read a documentation. If you are a beginner, I hope there are a lot of beginners here in this session. I guess they don't know how to actually read a documentation. That's that's the biggest problem in your learning. You don't want to go into the documentation and read out the stuff, but you need to go. If you are getting bored, don't be bored. I'm just covering up because the Praveen is doing something in the background. And yeah,
Sorry, guys. I'm here.
yeah,
So let's get into the session. Now, I was
yeah,
just figuring out what is the best way to, like, swap the both faces.
yeah,
So obviously these people are like starting to shout a lot now, and everyone, I got like around like 50 messages in WhatsApp. Hey Praveen, you have changed a lot. Oh wait, you swapped your bodies or something like that. All these crappy comments I started getting it. So I thought, okay, it's better I even yeah, it's actually better to swap it off, and then I just did it. Hope it is fine now. So there you go. See,
Yeah.
everyone is now saying, hey, Praveen is back. All right, guys. So let's go on now. Let's crack on with today's session. So today what we will be doing is we'll be looking into the box model. So starting with box model, we'll be looking into what all different things, different types of box models are available. And with that being said, there will be a completely practical thing. I have seen like for my last session, everyone is saying, "Sir, please start coding, sir." Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Now we will start coding, sir. Okay. So I'm gonna start screen sharing, and I'll show you a couple of things. So it is about CSS box model. So everyone here, I believe, know that how CSS works, right? Is there anyone who don't know what CSS is, how CSS works, like the properties and stuff? So I'm just gonna start with that. Okay, so we have got this one. Let me try to share my screen. I have to do something very quickly. So ready? 1, 2, boom. Yeah, good. Okay, great. So the first thing which I wanted to show here is I wanted to show you this one. Like, so this is the W3C box model versus this is Internet Explorer box model. So we had this huge problem like a long time ago. Okay, I'm not sure a lot of people will be able to clearly see this. So I'm just going to make this thing a bit bigger. Yeah, now it is. I hope it is good now. Yes, maybe like this. Okay, so what is happening here? Now, if you try to use one of these, basically the browsers, what they do is they are using the contents width and making the complete width. So this is exactly an element. For example, if you go to, like, say, let's go to jsbin.com and let's try to use a div, and it has like content. All right, so now this div, let's have a margin of 15 pixels, a padding of 15 pixels, a border of 15 pixels solid. What color do you want? Okay, let's go with a light dull grayish thing. Okay, and what is this one? Then we have some kind of like, let's do the content as like, width 200, height 200. So until this, you all understand what exactly is happening, right? This is the content and stuff. So one thing which I'm going to do with the content part, I'm still thinking of what would be the right way to do the content here. So I'll do one more thing. Like, I'll give content as div, and I'll put content here. And for the content div, I'm going to give M0, P0, B, border 0, and width and height, we will remove it off. Oh. Width and height like this. Let's make this guy as display line block there. Okay, and finally we will give a background color as a nice color like orange maybe, and let's make this height as line height and text align center. Okay, so we need to do a small quick reset of everything. So everything doesn't have any margins, padding, line height as 1. So like, yes, now we have got this perfect. Okay, so with this being said, let me put the color as white. Okay, now everyone is
Praveen,
yeah, go on.
sorry, you have to increase. Someone is saying that it's not clearly visible. You need to increase the font size. Yeah.
Is this okay, guys?
Let
No,
me
after
see.
this, it's going to screw up. Is this okay?
Okay.
Nice.
I guess.
So what I have done is the first one. So for any CSS, right? A CSS looks this way. So you have a selector. Okay, I'll just put okay, for CSS comments, you use this one. This is the comments for CSS. You have a slash star, and then you will end the comment by using star slash. So that's how a CSS comment looks like. Now, with that being said, a CSS, how is a CSS rule defined? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a simple CSS rule. Why is it this way? Okay, so first thing, you have a selector, then you open up something. And then inside the selector, you write a property one, and there is a value. This is going on like this. This will keep on going like this, property value, and you can have like multiple things. So here there is again another property. So ultimately, oh no, this won't work. Okay, ultimately this will be effective. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you, is anyone have any questions on this? Does anyone have any questions on this? I'll quickly have a look at the chats. Hey, by the way, some people are asking about what exactly the mic I'm using. It is actually presented by Eddie Jody, and it is a Blue 80. This is how it looks like, and that is the reason it looks really nice. So, I mean, the audio quality is nice. A lot of people said thank you. So all this credits go to Eddie. Okay, fine.
There is a question. There is a question. Explain the difference between padding and margin. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah. Before that, this is going to be like a simple. Yeah, I'll also have a quick look at.
Yeah.
Again, bro, your name and my name got switched.
I think let's there is something is going on. Yeah, and there is a one question also. I will just let you. I will just speak it out. If you use like a line height one important as a reset rule for the all elements, if so, and why?
I didn't put any important here.
Yeah, but I
Okay,
guess
Bhargav.
yeah.
Actually, Bhargav knows the answer, but okay, anyway, I'll explain it. So he's trying to get some nice explanation out of me, but wait a minute. Let me try to fix this one. Sorry, guys. First time streamers. These are problems coming always.
Okay, he given some clarification that no, I'm asking if the rule is important.
Okay. Oh, if this rule is important or not. Okay, that is sometimes it makes sense because at this point I have created something like the line height shouldn't. There is a line height there which I wrote as 50 px or 100 to 200 px as the line height instead of using height. So if I have a different line height for everything, it might go more than 20 more than the 200 pixels. So this square thing that you are looking at, it won't look like a square, but it would look like some kind of an oblique structure. So that is the reason I have specifically mentioned the line height here. So that's the reason. And one more thing, there was one more good question. Sorry, just give me a second.
Hitesh Kumar Pradhan is saying hi to you.
Hey man.
I think Praveen is stuck between this
Not
kind
stuck.
of issues.
I'm making this thing work. I don't know how to make this
Okay.
work. Oh yeah, actually it works. Great.
Yeah, let's continue the session. Otherwise, these guys will be bored. Yeah.
Definitely. So what I was trying to say is like this is the thing. So hey, if you're using desktop to view this, please make sure you put it on the full screen so that the code is also looking really legible and visible. That's my kind suggestion. Okay, so that is the reason I used line height. And okay, sorry guys, all the issues are fixed now. So let's crack on with what we are working on. Okay, first thing is, when I have a property 1 and a property 2, so these are the different ways you can send the properties. So what are all the CSS properties? What is exactly a selector? A selector can be anything that is going to select an element. For example, if you have, there are 3 types of selectors. Actually, there are 4 types of selectors. Okay, so I'm just going to write everything here. 4 types of selectors are there. One is the tag selector. So the first one is the tag selector. Tag selector is mainly using, like, like we are using the div and stuff like that. That is tag selector. It is going to select the whole tag, and it selects all the tags as well. So if you put div, it is going to select this div as well as this content div. So if you go to my HTML, you can see that this div is also a div, and this content, whatever is there in the content, it is also a div. It is going to select both the things. For example, if we are trying to modify something on this div, for example, I say, what would be the best thing to modify? Okay, I'm not sure, because I have actually used all the display properties here, and I have also overwritten the background property. So I guess it is not a good idea to change anything. So we'll just leave that as such. Okay, first one is a tag selector. Then the next one is a class selector. So class selector is the dot content. So if I have class equal to content or something like that, this is going to select the whole class. Okay, the next thing which we will be looking at is, perfect, it works. ID selector. ID selector is something when you are putting something like, for example, so there is a div ID hello. This is the hello div. Okay, so this one has ID. So if you want to select the ID, and if for the hello alone, if I want to make it as like bold, I can put a hash hello and font weight bold. So something like this, right? So the hello is bold. None of the others are bold. So this is what is an ID selector. So these are the different 3 types of common selectors that we are using in the normal HTML. But there is one more awesome selector is also there. It is called as pseudo selector. So pseudo selectors are there, and there is also state selectors too. So how many of you have tried, when you are going for a link? Look at this one. If I try to go on top of JavaScript or console, I could see that there is a color change, right? So that is exactly a state selector. The different types of states are, there is hover, there is active, there is focus, and these are the different types of states for most of the generic common elements. So common are these things. And there is, like, for links, you still have link, visited, and active. So active is like common. So I'm just gonna get rid of the active. But there is this visited link. If you want to select a visited link, then you can use this one. But now this is also deprecated. So no one is using visited link, because what happened was a lot of people, a lot of internet websites, what they did was they tried harvesting the links by doing a simple method. Like they started looking, giving a lot of links to people, and then based on that links, whether that link displayed in a different way or not, they started looking into, okay, this person has visited all these links. Or like, for example, they might have asked you to, like, okay, click this button to continue for the next thing. So how do you find out if that person has really clicked that link and has visited that link? They can use a different color for the visited link, and then they can use JavaScript to check if that particular link has been visited or not. It was a serious privacy breach. It's a security breach. So they kind of like completely gotten rid of this links part completely. That's what I heard of. If there is any other better explanation for it, please add it in the chat button. The next thing which I wanted to say is, Yeah, okay. Let me have a quick look at the um, chat messages.
Yeah, there was a till now there is no question regarding to that, and everything is almost clear. If I see a question, I will just let you know.
Yeah, I'll
So
start with the border and padding are the main thing. So this
yeah,
comes as the, yeah, that is the main session about. So we'll be looking at that in detail right now. Okay, superb. So with that being said, yeah, we've got all these things that are ready for us, and the next thing is we need to look into what exactly is the box model really. Okay, so we have this element.
there is a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sorry, Praveen. We have two questions like how hover, active, and focus properties we used with other selectors,
Yes,
and
hover active. So hover can be used with other selectors without any configuration required. But for active and focus properties are can be used only with the elements that have the focusable. Like can those elements be focusable? So only then these two properties can be used. For example, if you are using a tab index. So for example, div is there, right? A div is just a division of the page. So for div, that you cannot like actually go ahead and focus it. So for those kind of things, you can't have a focused state. So what people have done is there is a concept called as tab index. So tab index is like if you try to use the tab key on your keyboard and try to go to one screen or the other, like one element to other, so that part of things is the focusable event. So we can convert. Okay, I'll actually show you with an example that will make more sense. So if I go to another jsbin.com, if I have like an input *3 and a *5, which says link dollar, something like this, can you all see that my cursor, you can see that the cursor is in the first dabba, right? First text box. If I press the tab key, it is going to the second box. How do you know that it is in the second box? One, you see a blue line on a blue border. Second one is all the my cursor is blinking inside that. Okay, these are the two ways you can do it. If I do another tab, it is going to go to the third box. If I go another tab, you can see a faint blue color uh, thing that is happening there, right? Now it is in the link 2, now it is in the link 3, now it is in the link 4, link 5. And then if I keep on going here, this is mainly for accessibility. There are so many people who can't see it, so they blindly go press tab and try to do this. So at this point, if you go, okay, if you go on tab like this, it will be there. Okay, so what we can do is we can also use CSS to do something on it. Okay, so if you have that thing selected, so input focus, you can give a black background color, something like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, tab, see it is black. Same way, if I do a focus, I can do an orange background color. See, this is focus. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add two more divs and two divs. Then I'll be adding something like div 1 and div 2. So there are like two divs here. So if I do this way, it doesn't go to div to focus it, right? So even if I put div focus and make them like, okay, again, let me give a background color. Okay, some kind of a blue background color. So one thing which you can see is if I click on it, it also focuses, right? So let me try clicking on that div. Even if I click on it, it doesn't do anything because it is not a focusable element. So for making it focusable, what we can do is we can do something called as tab index. And I'm going to put it as 0 for now. Okay. Works. So this is exactly called tab index. And this is for making an element that is not focusable to focus on it. It is nowadays it is kind of like used as a hack, but that is actually a good hack as well. There are a lot of accessibility hacks here. So people use that for that. I hope the tab index, focus, active, all these things are clear now. So I'm not sure what exactly is the difference between active and focus. I need to look into that. Can someone? Okay, I know what exactly active and focus is. So active is when you click and hold it, and focus is when you leave it, but leave it like this. So let's do one thing. Let's do a.active, and let's give a different background color, maybe red. So if I click on this and keep it, it is active. Whereas if I leave it, it is focused. So that's what is actually happening. So I'm going to do the same thing for this as well. So div.active and a.active. So, but what I need to do is I need to make sure this is coming in the end. So when I keep hold of my mouse down on div, it is going to be active. If I leave it, it is focused. Got it? So without using any JavaScript, we have actually made something nice. For example, like a moving, based on your cursor clicking and stuff, you are able to do a lot of things. So that is what I was trying to say. So CSS is really powerful. This is exactly what we are working on.
There is
Okay,
one question.
Sorry?
There is one question from Bhargav.
Hey, Bhargav.
There might be a good idea to also talk about negative tab index on an anchor tag.
Okay, good one. Okay, what I'm going to do is, so if you look at these things, there are like, these links are getting skipped. Okay, sorry, these links are getting passed. I'm just going to put don't click here. Okay, so link 2, don't click, link 4, link 5. Okay, we can't trust everyone to go ahead and click on it, right? So they might go and click on it. So if I do,
Praveen, someone is saying that you are going way too fast for. I think you need to slow down a bit, I guess.
I'm happy to answer all the questions, no problem.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so so what I told us, there are these links, right? For example, the third link, I changed it into don't click. So if I do tab and tab, another 2 tabs, it is going to click it, right? I don't want to do that. So if I do a tab and another tab, it's going to go to link 4. Why? I gave a negative tab index, and what negative tab index does is it is going to remove the click, like remove the focus or remove the stuff. So if I try to click and drag, it works. But if I try to use the tab index, like using the tabbings, it will never ever go to that particular place at all. Like for example, if I open this in a new window, okay, and there is don't click and other things, right? Hey, yeah, this editing JSBin is confusing. Okay, so look at this. Everything is going except that part. It is exactly, to be honest, it's a skip link. That is what I was trying to say. So that is what Bhargav said. It is a this is a negative tab index. If you use a negative tab index, you can unfocus something. Like for example, how div cannot be focused that way. It is not exactly div cannot be focused, but you can just skip that focus by using tab. By clicking, you can actually focus it. Okay, so hope this was clear for everyone. I'm just going to copy this link and paste it on our WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
Hey, there are some questions from the group as well, WhatsApp group
Yeah.
as well. I'm just going to.
There is a question from the chat too.
Sorry?
Sorry, there is a question from the chat too. There is two more questions from Hitesh. That is, how responsive can CSS be compared to using Bootstrap?
A Bootstrap is actually made using CSS, right?
Yeah.
Hey, sorry, Anshul. I'll try to be a bit slow, okay, next time.
Yeah, and there is a one question. And will it be efficient for the build? Same, referring to the same previous question. How responsive can
Okay.
CSS?
So how responsive can CSS be compared to Bootstrap? Bootstrap is not using some kind of like horns or something, but it is actually using CSS media queries to make the responsiveness. So it is the same. So Bootstrap is actually using CSS. Bootstrap is CSS. So Bootstrap is using is one form of CSS. Right now, if you see here, we have actually written this CSS, right? So if you go here, this is a CSS, right? Bootstrap also contains the same CSS. If you go to bootstrapcdn.com and try to open this bootstrapmin.css, technically, if you see that this is also CSS, the same CSS only. There's no difference. So Bootstrap actually uses this. I hope that was clear. Okay, let's continue. This is about tab index, which is completely unrelated to what we are doing. So leaving those things. Yeah, so that is about the focus and other things. So look at this. If we start one topic, it's gonna go a lot. So HTML and CSS are, even though if they are like so basic, it's gonna go extremely huge. All right, guys. So let's go on. Main thing which I wanted to cover is like what exactly is this box model made of? Okay, and if you inspect this, how many of you know don't know that there is an inspector like this, and we can use a lot of things here? How many of you don't know?
Screen. There is a screen is looking a little bit. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yeah.
I know, bro. Even it is looking the same thing for me. That's why I'm trying to adjust it.
Great.
Now, this is the inspector. So if you click on this and if you inspect this particular element, which is our main hero div, okay. So this guy, this div has a margin of 15 pixels on all the 4 different sides. There is a border of 15 pixels on all the 4 different sides. There is a padding of 15 pixels on all the 4 different sides. And since we have given a width, one thing which I wanted to show is how the content width and border width actually matter. So what I did was like a complete wrong way of explaining, but anyway, I'll try to figure it out, correct it out. Okay, now here is the content. A content has got like 200 by 200 and it has nothing. So here is where the content is. Then comes the padding, then comes the border, and then comes the margin. So when we are doing some margins, there is a lot of tricks in margin. Okay, so if I go back to our HTML and then copy and paste this here again, you can see that there are like 2 things coming up here, and the margin here. I guess the margin collapse is not working actually. Yeah, margin collapse isn't working, which is interesting. Okay, the margin collapse doesn't work because it is a display inline block. Okay, if I do a display block, you can actually ask me a question saying like, this margin, the margin between the first and second line is actually only 15 pixels, right? Look at this. This is 15 pixel margin. And if you see this guy, it also has 15 pixels margin. What is happening? So this is a concept called as a margin collapse. So when you have multiple block level elements available, and if the block level elements are bigger, it has like, they are like next to each other and they have some margins, the biggest margin wins. For example, there is a small margin here, there is a big margin here, it's going to go and overlap with each other. So this is how it is going to happen, and whatever the effective margin will be the maximum of margins that are overlapping. So margins will get overlapped. That is called as margin collapsing. Unfortunately, there is no way you can stop this, but there are a lot of people who make use of this. What do you call this? A feature or bug? Since everyone knows about this one, I'm going to say it as a feature. So since everyone knows this feature, they are making use of this feature and trying it out with using the grid system and other things. If you have a grid system, if you have all the margins as 20 pixels or something like that, there should be another margin which should be 20 pixels from the border, and then when those 2 things join, there will be 40 pixels on the top. Then when these 2 guys connect, there will be 20, so 40 pixels. So you have to make some kind of jugad works to make it work, right? But unfortunately, since this there is this bug, they are all making use of this bug, and they are making this, see, on the left, top, middle, everywhere the margins are same. So this is called as margin collapse. This is one of the most crucial concepts which actually killed a lot of websites. So that is something which I wanted to tell everyone. coming back to quickly the comments, how is everything going?
Yeah, it's great. Everything is going great and everything is catch up. And I guess there was a same question for the same padding end. And there is a Shaurya Bhandari who wants to say hi and respect Max. And there are a lot of people who are actually saying hi to you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Shaurya. Thank you, sir. All right. So yeah, that's one thing. Okay, so this is about the margin, border, padding. Right now, I have explained what exactly is margin, what exactly is border, what exactly is padding, and how exactly the content thing is happening and stuff like that. Right. So this is something which I did just now. Okay. So that is cool. The next thing that we are going to look into is how these things are going to affect us. Okay, there are two different types of box models, okay, that we will be looking into it. So now one box model is content box, another box model is border box. So what exactly is the difference we will see now. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to do something like this so that it becomes perfect. Okay, and what I'm going to do now is I'll go to the HTML, remove one of this one, remove this HTML part. Now, if I have the content, okay, I don't want the content as well. So I will put content like this, and all these things need to be here. We'll get rid of these three things. We can get rid of this plain line block. So we'll have width, height, etc., etc. Now, what is the width of this one? Please kindly see this whole thing and tell me what is the width of this guy. So this orange part is there, right? Please tell me what would be the width of it. You have like 30 seconds. I hope that gives the buffer time to, like, publish it and stuff. What is
Yeah.
the width of the orange content BG? So Shruti says 200 pixels. Who else? Okay. Anyone else want to guess?
To Muhammad Al Rafi.
260, 300. Okay, I was thinking like people will be telling smaller numbers, but whatever Shruti and Maksud says is right. The reason is it is actually 200 pixels.
Okay.
So if you see this is actually 200 pixels. This is the content. This is the padding. So this is 200 by 200. Now I'm going to change a small thing here. Okay. So anyway, it's going to go out. So for everything, I'm going to do box sizing border box. Okay. Something terribly screwed up. Right. Now tell me what is the correct size of this orange.
Uh, this thing is written on the left side of the code.
Which one?
Hitesh is saying that the thing that you're asking for, it's written on the left hand side, in the left hand
Yeah,
side of the code.
but still, why, Hitesh? There are like so many crazy answers are coming up. Someone managed to save 500. Dude, why? Hey, I'm talking about the orange color content. What would be the size? Not 15 pixels is like very thin.
I think
Arlen, that is not the right answer.
I think he's talking about the border, I guess, between the gap between those.
So we are
And
getting some
Max,
answers like 150
yeah,
pixels. Okay,
yeah,
maybe Merlin was meaning 150 pixels, maybe. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So
maybe.
okay, we'll just wait for another few seconds before we go here. So
Yeah.
because I need to understand how people are thinking, so that that will actually help them to get. A lot of people are saying 150. Good guess, but it is actually not the right answer. Let's wait for one correct answer at least. And when you say if it is 150 pixels, can you also tell me why did you get 150 pixels?
Actually, what's the reason behind your answer?
What is the justification behind your answer?
Yeah, and Hitesh is
Hey,
saying
Hitesh,
100 now.
stay with one answer, man. Okay, if
I
you're giving
think,
multiple answers, tell me how did you get that 100 or 150?
yeah,
No one is answering, man.
there is a questions also. There's a question put up from the Srishta
Oh, Shrishta.
Bora.
Okay, what is WebKit? So there are some rendering engines are there. Okay, for example, if you are using Google Chrome, it is going to be a Blink-based rendering engine. If you are using Safari, Apple Safari, that uses WebKit-based rendering engine. If you are using Internet Explorer, the previous versions like 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, it uses a rendering engine called Trident. And if you're using Mozilla Firefox, it has a rendering engine called Gecko. So these are the rendering engine. So if you take a browser, it is comprised of two major parts. One is the rendering engine, which uses the CSS, processes it, CSS and HTML, processes them, and then shows you what the output is. And the second part is the JavaScript part. So JavaScript needs to be running, right? So for running the JavaScript, if you are using Google Chrome, it uses V8 JavaScript engine. If you are using uh, Firefox, it uses SpiderMonkey as the JavaScript engine. And finally, if you're using our Internet Explorer 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, it uses something called as Chakra. These are the this is the rendering engine versus JavaScript runtime engine. So these are the things. Anshu, you got the correct answer. 140 pixels.
There was a 150, but there was a only 140 pixel, and from the
Only
Anshu
140
Sharma.
pixel is correct, and Anshu
Yeah,
Sharma has got the right answer. Tell me how you got 140, Anshu. I'm more into.
yeah,
I hope it is not a guess.
yeah. Hitesh also explained why it is actually he said the answer, and there is the one question from the S Sushti Shiri. Yeah,
Yeah, it is not adding up the margin. It is adding up the padding border along with the width. So remove the padding and border on either sides. So if there
there
is
is a
like, okay,
one answer also. There is one answer from the Athena Ranjit,
Athena
and
is like, Athena is perfect. So that is what we need
yeah,
to do. 200 minus
yeah.
15 pixels of border, 15 pixels of padding, 15 pixels of right border, 15 pixels of right padding. Perfect, Athena. You got the correct answer as well. So great. So who are the two people who have got it? So Athena and Anshu Sharma.
Athena, yeah.
Please contact me in LinkedIn. You have something special.
Yeah, do contact the Praveen on LinkedIn. I will just share it the LinkedIn profile of in the chat box so that you guys, if you don't not connected, you just connect it on the LinkedIn. Let
Excellent,
me put
excellent.
it.
Okay, super.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, if you are not connected in LinkedIn, let me actually put my LinkedIn address as well.
yeah, I will just share it that. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Athena and Anshu, connect. Message me right away. Tell, ask me for a gift. All right,
you have
super.
something surprising for you.
I've got I've got some quick giveaways. So that's the reason. That's also another reason what these people are like. So that's the reason. That's one of the main motivation, right? When people are like trying to learn something, and if they are reciprocating it, it is going to be awesome. Okay, super. So whoever gave the answer, that's right. Because if you see here,
Hitesh have something to say that can I get some of that gift? Can we share some gift to the other people? And they did actually given the some of the answer, even they are not the correct, but it's worth a shot.
Sure. I just said him like answer something awesome. I'll give you. Okay, superb. So we've got this one. So if you see here, this whole content box, right? So it's going to take up to the border. So since I have given the box sizing as border box, everything up to the border will be calculated. So 15 plus 15, 30 plus 200, sorry, plus 140, 170. 185, 200. So this is how this width equal to 200 is calculated. So that is something which we are calling as the box model. Okay. Okay, so Akshayjit Potter has
Yeah.
a nice question. Does HTML require a document type declaration? Let's actually try it out. I don't think it requires, but what happens if I don't give it? So that's exactly what is the question that we need. I mean, like that is the exact question that we need to ask. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a quick file. Okay, so let's go to downloads folder, and I'm gonna do vim. I'm gonna use this guy's name itself. Is it okay? I'll just use
There is
podder.html.
a screen is not visible right now.
Why, bro?
It's a, font is a little bit too low. Yeah,
Font,
it's great now.
yeah, font. I will
Yeah,
fix it. Okay. So I'm
yeah.
doing vim podder.html, and inside that, what I'm going to do is I'm not good putting anything. I'm just gonna put hello Akshayjit. Is the spelling correct? And I'm going to close this and save it. Okay. Now, if I try to open Podder, so look at this. It has actually done something. So it is indeed displaying correctly. But the only thing is, what is actually happening? Look at this. It has got HTML head, body. Everything is automatically given by Google Chrome. Only thing that is not given is the doc type. So without doc type, what is going to happen? That's actually a good question. It does some issues with your HTML for sure. So if I do, like, for example, if I create a style which has body
There is
background.
Hitesh, actually, Praveen, Hitesh answered the question. I guess you must see. Just check
Okay.
it. Check it his answer. And as Shruti also answered something about
Perfect.
validation.
So these are the
Yeah,
two things. I just wanted to show this in a in like a real life example, but unfortunately before that they have actually answered
yeah.
it. So Shruti, you are right. Validation will not be possible. Second thing, Hitesh, you are perfect. You are on dot. So there is something called as Quirks mode. Quirks mode is something like your code is written in ancient times before the modern web has come, and it will try to like migrate the code into the new version, but there will be a lot of issues when it comes to browser handling. The recent normal modern browsers will be handling it perfectly. Hey, let's give another gift for Hitesh as well. Super Hitesh,
Yeah,
we'll give you one more
Hitesh
gift.
got the gift and he was asking for it. Yeah,
And Shruti Siri also. Okay.
yeah.
So Shruti and Hitesh. Okay, that's it, guys. No more gifts. I had only 5 gifts, and one I want to give it for Sudhanshu. Oh shit. I
Uh,
told it.
you don't, you did it. Actually, let me make the list of the people who are receiving the gift, so you will have some kind of information. Let me add the names of the peoples. And
Okay.
Hitesh, if you are able, just contact me on the WhatsApp. I have the Praveen and me are as an admin in the WhatsApp group. You can ping us, both of us, or one of the people, or you can just contact the Praveen directly on the LinkedIn.
So
Yeah,
Pravina, Vida.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Can I
if
take
you're
it?
not on LinkedIn, LinkedIn is not
I
really required. It is all right.
I
It
will
is just a medium. Oh, okay. If everyone is in WhatsApp, then just contact me on WhatsApp. That's easier. Okay,
I will
contact
share
me
the
or
WhatsApp
Sudhanshu
link
on
too.
WhatsApp. But actually contact me because I have that
Yeah,
with me. Okay,
yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, sure.
great. Okay. Wait, what? Shruti is also not in LinkedIn, huh? Fine. If you are all in Facebook, at least just ping me on Facebook. Okay, fb.me/Praveen Sands is me. Fine. All right. Okay, let's continue working on this one. Okay. So
Yeah,
yeah, it is called as Quirks mode, and that is going to affect a lot. And you don't want to do that. It is going to screw up everyone's life. Your life will become nightmare. You wanted to do this, but it will not work. Something like that. So why is this content not becoming big? Something like that. Some kind of those kind of things. In simple terms, if I remove these two things, you could clearly see there is a difference, right? So if you are putting that without a doc type, some browsers will display this way, some browsers might display this way. So this is something what you want to avoid, and that is the main reason we want to keep everything consistent, right? So you get it, right? So these are the things that might go mess up in case of doing something like this. Okay, so let's go on now. I guess we are very much deviating a lot. So I
Yeah.
wanted to show you a lot of things. Let me show you quickly what things I wanted to show you really. Okay, so first thing which I wanted to show you is the difference between an inline element and a block level element, which is given this way. And there are like different types of box models, and sorry, different types of three properties. I guess we need to do another session, man, for this. And then we have like how these things might screw up everything using demo. Then there is something like this. Okay, it's I just did something for GFG and like copying from GFG, and but anyway. Then there is one more thing. This is called positions, and these are a few things which I really wanted to show, but unfortunately, yeah, the time is going really high. So let's crack on with games. Okay, now I'm going to give a
Yeah.
quick poll to everyone. Do you want me to like continue all these crazy things, or should I go for games? Continue, go for games, and end the session in like 15-20 minutes. Time starts
Waiting
now.
for the replies. Waiting for the replies,
Wait
guys.
for the
Just
replies. Yeah, let's wait for the replies.
yeah. Games. I guess
Games,
people are more.
games.
Yeah.
Already 300% games. Either is fine. Both are interesting. Nice, Shruti. Thank you.
Surprise. Someone says surprise. Yeah.
Lakshman says hands-on would be better. Bro, the games are also about hands-on programming. So it's not something like games like, okay, let's start Need for Speed and me and Sudhanshu, we are going on a LAN gaming marathon or something like that. It's not that. It's again programming games for those who are like very much
Yeah.
enthusiastic about like gaming, and it's not a Counter-Strike game, unfortunately. Okay, right. Let's do this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would like to introduce two websites for responsiveness. That is the main topic for today, right? So there is something called as Flexbox Froggy. How many of you want to learn Flexbox here? So this is the game which I wanted to show you all. Okay, so this game will actually make you learn Flexbox, which is actually so cool. Okay, so Flexbox is one of the most commonly used items nowadays. Like whether it is Bootstrap or anything, Flexbox is what is being used. Okay, so Flexbox is something that is very much used for responsiveness and other things. So that is one thing. And secondly, how many of you have heard of this grid system? So when we are using Bootstrap or any of these things, everything is using a grid system, right? So grid systems are all made of they're all grid systems, right? So we need to use something like I keep blabbering now, sorry. We need to use
Well,
Flexbox or we need to use floats for grid system. So unfortunately, since I couldn't take up the four floats part, I would like to tell about the grid system right now. So grid system, if you want to use now natively, you can use CSS grids, which is another game, which you can learn another game like, whoa. Why can't I just go into that game?
have completed. Lakshman said something that he have completed all the levels in the Flexbox Froggy already, I guess.
Lakshman, don't open your mouth and give the answers, okay? Let them try out and let them do it so that they will learn everything. So there is 24 levels in Flexbox Froggy and 28 levels in CSS Grid Garden. So if you want to learn how CSS Flexbox works, so this is the Flexbox Froggy, and all these things are elements that are using Flexboxes. Okay, first thing is about justify content. A justify content will align the flex item along the main axis. A Flexbox will have a main axis, and what you need to do is you need to align it correctly. So what should I go for this? Already they have said that like flex start means align items to the start, flex end means align items to the end. That's what is our goal. Center means it's going to align center. Space between means it's going to add some space between and for, and space around us, there will be equal spacing around them. Okay, so first thing what we will do is we will try to use the justify content here. So justify content, it's going to be flex end. The moment you put that, the frog goes on top of the pond, and immediately the next button is also active. Okay, what is the next challenge for us? The frog goes away. Okay, there is some more thing. If you have, so we can clearly see that the first frog is a green frog and second frog is a yellow frog. Hey, sorry, I'm colorblind. Am I telling the colors right?
Yeah, there is a green and a yellow.
Okay, so first one is green and second one is yellow. And but
yeah,
the problem here is they are not aligned correctly. So should we do the same thing? Let's try to use justify content and do a flex end. Oh, they went so big. I guess we need to do center. Boom, that worked. So this is one fun and interactive way to learn flex boxes. It is the same thing with grid garden as well. So if you and this goes on like now right now if you it is going to say use your thoughts and then try this. So if I do a justify content and if I give so what am I supposed to do? I give something like space around, or okay, let's see how space between works. So if I do space between, so the first and last goes and hits on the right end and left end, middle one goes fine. So but the lily pods have actually space between them, obviously, right? Like they have some water space between them, so we need to give space around them. So we need to give space around. So that's how these things are. So now comes the main thing. Okay,
Hitesh had a question. There is another way to learn a CSS like this, interactive way to learn a CSS like this.
Is there any interactive way to learn a CSS like this? Okay, I guess we can think of creating something like this using React.
That will be definitely awesome. And
hey, who was that? Okay, Hitesh, you already got the gift, man. So I was actually not sure whether I need to give the gift for the explanation which you wrote, but now you are definitely getting the gift because you gave a super awesome idea and we are going to implement in the further ones. Superb.
Yeah.
Nice one. Okay, so this is the main reason we are doing these kind of like community stuff, so that we get a lot of ideas and we are all happy. Right? So that's one thing. And what else we should be working on? So guys, so there you go, you have got two different games now to play with, and make sure you play well and study well as well. So any other questions or any other things that we left before we are leaving? I have a terrible headache.
No,
That's the reason I
there
was
is
asking.
no, everyone, I guess every question is covered till now, and there is no question. If anyone has a question, just please drop your questions in the chat box and we will definitely cover it. Yes,
100%.
please go on. Yeah, please go on.
So we are open for questions. Another 15-20 minutes, we will answer all the questions. And I guess no one has asked this question particularly. Sudhanshu, what is the surprise you have?
Yeah.
It gave you 1.5 hours, man.
Yeah. I'm thinking what is actually the surprise, because I don't want to spoil the thing for the others who are actually looking forward to it. So I guess surprise should be very awesome, and I'm hoping it should be very related to our need, something to us, I guess.
Sure.
And I think it shouldn't be related to the cats, I guess. Is it related to the cats?
No. Bro, you have to tell the surprise. So either think of something and get something. For the gifts, I will prepare something and I will send them. That is my property, my responsibility.
Yeah, that's great. And I hope you guys definitely connect to the Praveen. Okay, contribution on open source. Hitesh has a question, and I guess you have the answer to that question.
The answer is Eddie Jody.
Yeah, answer is the Addy Jody, and soon you will have a session. And either you can just join another session on the Previn channel. Previn do lots of sessions with Addy Jody, and Addy Jody is a GitHub star, and nobody is better than Addy Jody to actually start
Yeah.
your contribution on
Hey,
open
let me
source. And
actually
it's
find it.
literally, yeah, it is literally a best person to get started in open source. Okay, there's someone has answered as a code camp, free code camp. Yeah, a lot of stuff it there is good, but it's more of a
Code Camp
like
is actually nice. No,
yeah,
seriously,
it's
Code Camp is
yeah,
really nice.
it's very good for the beginners, and stuff is really great if you want to start out. Yeah,
Okay,
and
that is superb.
yeah, yeah.
And what else do we have? Any questions? Any other questions that we can answer now?
I
Thanks,
guess
Akshay.
there is a Hitesh again, and he's asking something.
Oh, Hitesh, the surprise you need to sort out with Sudhanshu. It's not under me. For the gift alone, I will tell you what it is later. But this is actually a really nice idea. So I guess I can ask Eddie. So Eddie is going on a holiday uh, on Wednesday, so he won't be there for another 2 weeks' time. We will be all missing him. So
Yeah,
we can think of a kind of like a small project, a mini project that
yeah,
can be done using React, and we can try doing something like interactive learning CSS, so that we will also learn
yeah.
React, we will also learn CSS, everything we will learn. How is it?
It's awesome. And Praveen, I have lots of ideas to the project, and people from the community and from the session actually submitted their ideas, and they are pretty awesome, and they are more of a like related to your field. So I don't want to touch these ideas. So I will just share it the ideas to you.
I
And
guess we have a Discord community, right? And the Discord community has
yeah,
got a lot of nice responses. So we'll have a
yeah,
look at that too.
yeah. And if there is any question, no, I have been
Hey,
following you
I
and
thought it was
everything.
4 people, right? Who are the 4 people again? Let me make a note of
Uh,
it, or else I'll forget it as well.
there was a Hitesh, Ash Shrutri, and Anshu. I
Hitesh, no,
guess
four of them. Yes, Shruti,
Hitesh
Anushri,
and
no, some Athena Ranjit. Hey,
Athena.
are
Sorry,
the
I
names
forgot the
correct?
Athena.
I don't think even Anushri is correct or not. Like what?
Sorry, Ash dot Shrutri.
Shruti Shri. Okay, I found the Shruti
Yeah,
Shri one.
Shruti
Uh,
Shri and Athena Ranjit.
let's
Yes,
find Athena.
and Anshu Sharma.
Anshu Sharma, not Anushri.
Anshu Sharma and Hitesh Kumar Pradhan.
Athena Ranjit.
Okay, Discord link. Yeah, let me get let me
This
get
got
that listed.
links, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
give us more ideas to work on this way, and we
yeah.
will definitely make it work.
Oh, sorry. Discord link. Okay. So I have sent the Discord link in the chat box, and you guys just go on to that
Hey, how
Discord
many of you
server.
have not subscribed? Please subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, definitely. Please subscribe to Praveen channel.
This is
He
the only
will do.
motivation that I am
Yeah,
getting from you
yeah.
all.
Please don't forget to thumbs up and press bell icon if you subscribe. Definitely, please. And that's a humble request we can do.
Yeah, okay. I found another surprise. Okay. Okay, I'm
Okay.
helping you, Sudhanshu. Literally, you are not making
Yeah.
up anything. Get lost.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone,
Yeah.
if you are ready, there is a session tomorrow. There is an awesome session tomorrow, which is going
Yeah.
to cover a part of how I built my portfolio. My portfolio, there is a small part, which is a tricky part. I'm going to explain by giving the most minimal way to like make it work. How does that sound?
Great, yeah, great. That's a great idea. Yeah, definitely. And I think some of the project ideas or the ideas that I got from the community people, they're asking for the portfolio, how to make a portfolio. So I guess
Yeah, that's actually
Definitely.
another good idea too. Like we can also think about like creating a portfolio and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's a good idea.
Raghu, yeah, Raghu is saying something to you, and he's been one of the he's saying that he's the earliest subscriber. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
really, I wanted to ask. I mean, I want to give some nice things up to Rahul as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I couldn't get a chance. Rahul is never talking during the group chat, or I keep missing his chat messages because
Yeah.
he's been like giving the awesome feedback ever. Thanks, Rahul. It's like huge shout out from
And
my bottom of
yeah.
the heart.
Hitesh is saying something that he always wants.
Always wanted to ask you to do about that portfolio. Oh, okay. For people who have not seen this, if you go, okay, I'll just share my screen again. People are asking me to share my screen.
Just share your simply just share your portfolio
Ooh,
for a bit. Yeah. Uh,
don't say something nonsense. Okay, so
okay.
for everyone who are asking me how I created my portfolio, just go to Google. Okay, type in Praveen behind the scenes. The first link you see is behind the scenes of development of my personal website. And here you go.
Okay.
Everything is there.
Hey,
How I even created,
hey,
how I
hey,
started,
this
how my idea came up, motivation to the new website. So this was my old website, people. So this is how it was before, and I hated this. Like literally, does it even look nice? Yuck. Okay.
it's look pretty nice, and you look like a classic man.
Exactly, I look old. So one more thing here is like, look at this one. What I do: web application development, cloud computing, consulting. What am I like a company or what? I was feeling, I mean, this one is a template. Okay, so I got this template and I was using it for 1 year. Okay, I did not really like it at all, and then I liked a few parts about this. For example, this testimonial part and other things which I liked it. And then there is a form area where I can get the responses through email or something like that. Okay, so and this is one part which I actually created. Okay, I'll also tell about this one. So I'll just make a note of these two things. One is
Yeah.
the when one is the
Contact.
click to reveal part. So I just wanted to make sure these
Okay.
two things are covered for tomorrow. Hey, tomorrow everyone come at the same time, okay? So 7:30 p.m. India time, 3 p.m.
Yeah.
UK time, other time zones you calculate.
Yeah. So
So,
we will have a
by
discussion.
the way,
Yeah.
I wanted to also tell you this one. There is a site called time.is. Okay, here you can correctly find the time. Okay, so there is like in my place it is like 4:17 p.m. and in London it is this one, something like that. Okay, so you can actually set a lot of times. So in Delhi, obviously in India it is like 8:48. Sorry guys, I'm keeping you all late and. Yeah, so Delhi is this time, New York is 11 a.m, London is 4 p.m, etc. So this is a nice site I use, and that looks really good. Okay, so tomorrow I'll be discussing about how I made those kind of awesome things in my portfolio, and I'll give you a quick idea about it. And for other things, please all join Take Care as WhatsApp group, and the Discord link are shared now. And
Yeah.
oh
And
shit,
what happened actually?
I forgot to click on this screen share part. God, worst. That's the worst
Okay.
thing I can ever do.
Okay.
So I was telling everyone this one, right? So until now, it's been like, going so crazy. The screen share wasn't. I believe
Yeah.
the screen share wasn't working correctly for so
Yeah.
long.
Nobody actually told us. And actually,
Hey,
Himanta
sorry
Raju.
guys, I
Yeah.
just saw it.
Hemanta Raju has a question for you that is your portfolio created using React?
No, bro, it is pure HTML and CSS. So if you see here, Praveen.science, and like it is not React or anything. This page doesn't use React, and it is a simple HTML and CSS. Look at that, all like span, div, nothing else is there. It's a normal, and moreover, I will ask. So this one, if even if you disable JavaScript, everything works. That is the main thing. So let's say one thing. let's disable JavaScript and let's disable um, disable the CSS. Let's see how it works without the CSS. So what I can do is I go to the elements. Technically, I need to go here, and I'll get rid of this one. See, even now it shows everything okay-ish. I can actually read what is this one. So things are working perfectly fine. Without CSS, if you can understand what exactly I'm doing, that alone is enough, right? So that's what I was trying to say. There you go. So it's pure HTML and CSS. It's bootstrap based site.
Ragul is saying something for you that Praveen is made up of HTML and CSS and JavaScript, and his portfolio is also the same. Just read the
Yeah.
comment. Yeah,
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That's what I'm actually sharing as well.
yeah,
Right. So if you want to see how I built it, this is where I have actually written the whole thing. So the first thing which I wanted to say is this was my old site. It was looking so crap. Yeah. And then this is the worst ever thing that I can see. I can say like yeah, I hate this picture as well. Moreover, and this exactly the whole website. This website was a template. So what I thought of like doing is like let me try doing something like these are the things which I really loved it. So for example, this one is saying what people say about me, and it has this nice slider, etc. And then there is also this
yeah,
nice form where I can get it, and there is this click to reveal concept which I tried doing it, which tomorrow I'll be explaining it in detail. Okay, so this is
yeah,
what I wanted for anyone who is going to create their own website. Oh my god, this actually makes me think that I need to send someone um, a quick message. Just give me 1 second.
yeah,
Hey, Sudhanshu,
yeah,
cover up something for me.
yeah.
I'm totally
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of.
yeah, yeah. Definitely, you guys just join the tomorrow session. At the same time, we will be discussing a lot of the stuff and whatever the stuff that Praveen said, like click to reveal part and lot of the stuff how to make a portfolios. And I think I have got the project idea from the Hitesh too. I can see in the forms, and I got another idea from the Aniket Rai, and I just want you guys to float out my forms so that I will have so many projects ideas, and we will pick up the best mentors who can actually guide you throughout these project, or I will too actually guide you into throughout these projects. And I think that will be your best learning experience that you can actually have. Wow, okay. S. Shruti Siri, today's
Actually, we
attendance
could
form. Yeah.
see those sites in place of your faces. Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I
oh
know.
yeah,
I know. I know.
it was funny though.
Shruti, are you in the WhatsApp group? In that case, you will definitely get a reminder. I mean, at least 100 reminders you will be getting from Sudhanshu.